2 weeks ago, we took a little trip out to St. Charles, Arkansas. Had a great hunt, had 3 days of hunting, had a lot of success, brought back a lot of birds. And one question that I get asked every year is, how do you cook your ducks? Well, for me, the answer is easy: duck perlo. So today, I'm cooking my best duck recipe, duck perlo. So to get started, let's start with the ducks. So I picked up some of the ducks out of the freezer. The lodge we stayed in did a great job processing the birds for us, so they're packaged well for us. But let's see what we're going to be using for this duck perlo. So the first bag has 3 mallards and 2 teal. The second bag is 3 gadwalls and 1 mallard. This one has 1 mallard, 2 teal, and 2 shovelers. Okay, and 1 gadwall. And then the last bag has 2 shovelers and 3 teal. So this will be a good start for a nice perlo. Should give us plenty of duck for it. So the first thing that I do is I take the duck and I cook it in a crock pot to get the duck nice and tender and fully cooked. And then what we'll do, we'll mince it, and then it'll be ready to finish out the rest of the ingredients and cook the rest of the perlo. So today we're cooking duck perlo. Okay, time to cook the duck. So the duck is thawed, it's been washed. We'll put it in the crock pot. Then we'll add 4 cups of unsalted chicken stock. We don't want any salt in the stock. Then we're going to add 2 halves of onion and 1 stalk of celery. And then we'll finish with 1 pinch of pepper. We're not going to put a lot of crazy spices and seasoning in it now, because we're going to use the stock from cooking the duck as the liquid to prepare the rice when we put the rest of the ingredients together when we make the rest of the perlo. So we'll start with the duck. We've got a nice, probably 4 pounds of duck. So we'll put that in here. We're going to add the unsalted chicken stock. We're going to add 1 stalk of celery. Just spread those out with the celery. Put that in there. 2 onion halves. Put those in there. And just 1 big pinch of pepper. No more salt. No salt. We'll have a chance to add the salt when we make the rest of the perlo. So with that, close it off and probably give it on low about 6 hours. 6 hours on low, and we'll check it, and then it'll be ready to dice and prepare to make the rest of the perlo. So we let the duck cook overnight, cooked for 7 hours on low. So let's open it up and see what we've got. Perfect. So the duck breasts are not very large, so the low cooking temperature in that 7 hours was perfect. Ended up making it the perfect consistency. So that should chop up nicely and be perfect for to put it in the pot with the rest of the ingredients and the rice. So we'll go through here, pick out all the duck breasts, give them a chop, and get the rest of the ingredients ready. Perfect. Okay, now it's time to bring all this together. So we've got the duck fully cooked, 4 pounds, andouille sausage, 24 ounces, 3 bell peppers, 3 onions, garlic, thyme, and some flat leaf parsley. So now we'll get all this chopped, get it ready, and we'll get it into the Dutch oven. Now we have everything chopped and we're ready to prepare the dish. So we're going to start with a 14-quart Dutch oven. We're going to add some extra virgin olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom. It's already warmed up. We're going to throw in a stick of butter. We're going to get that heated. And the first thing we're going to put in is the onions. Then we're going to add the bell peppers. Now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chopped garlic. Heaping tablespoon, can't have too much garlic. Turn the heat up a little bit. So now we're going to sweat those down until they're translucent, and then we'll go back and start adding some of the seasoning, and then we'll be ready to put in some of the meat. Okay, now it's time. Where's my spoon? Ah! The wiener. Get out of here. Okay, now we need to go ahead and give this a good stir, and then we're going to add some celery and then the meat. What we're going to do is we're going to put 2 sticks of celery in. Incorporate those with the peppers and onions. Then we're going to make a little space in the middle, and we're going to add the andouille sausage. So again, 24 ounces of andouille. Put that in there. We'll cover it. Let those start to brown up, and then we'll be ready to add the duck, and also we're going to add some tomatoes. Here we go. Now let's check out the sausage and see if it's ready. Oh yeah, that looks good. So now we're just going to mix everything together. Oh, that smells great. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the duck. Again, about 4 pounds of duck. So we are going to fill this Dutch oven up. So now it's time to start adding some seasoning. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with some Worcestershire. We're going to do a tablespoon of Worcestershire now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the thyme. So 1 tablespoon of thyme. One tablespoon of Creole seasoning. Now what I'm going to do is actually add a little bit of the stock. This is the leftover stock we had from cooking the duck. Put a little bit of that in there. Now we're going to add some more Creole seasoning, but this time this is Creole seasoning with a lot of cayenne pepper. I say a lot. It's about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. that in there. Okay. Now we're going to add 3 tablespoons of Louisiana hot sauce. We'll just mix that together. Now it smells amazing. Look at that. That looks great, smells great. Wow. Okay. Get that all mixed in there good. And now it's time to add the tomatoes. So now we're going to add some chopped tomatoes. I'm going to put about half this can. So this is added about 14 ounces of these crushed tomatoes. And again, no salt added to these tomatoes. So we used no salt chicken stock, we used non-salted butter, we're using non-salted crushed tomatoes because the Creole seasoning is pretty salty, and then when we get finished for the final taste, we'll add the final bit of Worcestershire and then also the final bit of salt and pepper to make sure it's exactly the way we want it. Okay, so now that that is incorporated well, what we're going to do now is we're going to add the rest of the stock, which is around, not around, it is 5 cups of stock. And we put this in there because this is how we're going to cook the rice. So now we're going to take the long grain and wild rice. This is 2 cups, and it also has the long grain and wild rice seasoning. So we'll put that in and not break the spice dishes. We're going to mix this in. And we'll bring this to a rolling boil. And then we'll close it off, put it on low heat. Put the lid back on it, let the rice finish. We'll check it, make sure it has the right amount of moisture. If not, we'll add a little bit more water to it. But I think this is going to be perfect. And then we'll be ready to fluff it and serve it. So it's been 20 minutes since we covered it to let the rice finish. Now we're going to uncover it, and it's basically finished. The rice is fully cooked. That looks great. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take a big pinch of flat leaf parsley, put it in there. Just going to stir that around a little bit. Now it's ready to plate. So we'll take that, perfect consistency. Some people I know make this a little bit, with a little bit more moisture in it. I like it where you can eat it with a fork. Like that. That. And there we go. That's my best duck perlo. So we show a lot of mix of different types of videos, from wood cutting. We've got some hunting videos coming up. I do plan to incorporate some cooking, especially with the wild game. So if you like the idea, if you want me to continue to share recipes, let me know, put it in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and we'll try to grow the community and share the outdoor lifestyle together. So thank you.